Hi, everybody. I'm Joette from the Bowdabra Design Team. I'm filling in for Sandy Sandler tonight, who's a little bit under the weather. She is along with us in the background, but she's going to be reading comments and letting me know what your comments and what you have to say. And she will be picking a winner tonight. We're going to be giving away a roll of scrunchy ribbon. So comment where you're watching from as we're going through this live, and we will at the end pick a winner. And we have gold, silver, and red. Now I'm going to get started, and let's see, we're going to make a little simple bow. It's going to be a hair bow. Our theme is spring tonight. This could be a hair bow or it could be a gift wrap bow. So I'm going to start out with I'm going to show you this because I've clipped up a lily. These are the petals from a lily, and I have a few pieces of scrap ribbon, and it is Earth Month this month. So, I mean, it's Earth Day this month. So we want to do some scrap stuff and stay on our spring theme. So I'm going to cut a length of Bowdabra bow wire, and I'll pick the best scissors I have. I'm just kidding. So I'm going to place a length of Bowdabra bow wire down in my large Bowdabra.
Hi, Joette.
Hey, Joanne. Now, this could be used in your mini or your large Bowdabra, but since we can see the large Bowdabra better on my table, that's what we're using. So I've got a piece of, it looks like it's about 7 inches of pre-dovetailed silk or satin ribbon, and it's slightly wired, but you could do this without it being wired. And what I like about the Bowdabra is it holds it for you, so when you're working with slippery ribbon like this, it stays in place and it always turns out really pretty. It looks like this one's about 5 inches. So I have two tails, one smaller than the other. They don't have to be the same size. So I've got my petals. I want to put the right side up, and I'm placing them down in the bow.
Uh-oh, we lost Joette. Hang on, she'll come back on. This is Sandy and I'm still on here. So Joette will definitely come back on. We'll give her a minute. Oh, there you are. Joette?
My phone is hi. My phone's on do not disturb, but somebody that comes. I got a phone call and I'm on do not disturb, so I don't know either. I've got so I'm placing these. I'm placing my petals one on each side, just going back and forth. I have 3 on each side. So I'll be able to spread them out and make it fluff open like a little bloom. So I've got my third petal in on the other side. Looks like my wire's trying to jump out of there. Now I've got, looks like about, I did. And here in Arkansas, Central Arkansas, we got about 4 minutes of it. So I've got about a 12-inch piece of satin ribbon. It's the same ribbon as I used for the tails. I'm placing it in upside down, so I've pinched the center, and I'm going to just pull each side over and make a loop. This way I know they're even. And I'm going to finish it off with this little rose. It's just a little pick, and it's got a tiny stem. I'm going to place this over that little overhang so it doesn't show. I'm going to take my Bowdabra bow wire out. I just have to find that little piece I dropped. I'm going to pull it out just like this while it's still in the Bowdabra. I would like to normally tie it, but I let one loose. So now doesn't matter. It held it in place, and I'm going to hold it down on the table and cinch up my little slip knot. Pull it tight. It's easier when you do pull that tight while it's still in the Bowdabra. I'm going to pull it around to the back, separate those wires and pull it to the back and tie them in a knot. Bless you, Sandy.
Thank you.
And I just got over it. So I've gotten my loops and my tails separated. I want to fluff my loops a little bit.
Thank you, Deborah, for sharing. Uh-oh, we lost Joette again. She'll be back in a second, so don't leave us, you guys. There she is.
Hello, am I back yet? I am so sorry. My daughter keeps trying to call me. Yeah, anyway, I'm fluffing my loops, and I'm just going to separate my tails, and I'm going to separate the petals of the flowers as if they're tails. And then you'll end up with this cute little bow, which could be a hair bow, gift package bow. There's lots of purposes. You could put it on a small wreath if you wanted to. I'm going to set this aside. And next we're going to make, let's see if we want to, we're going to stay on the spring Earth Day project. So we're going to make a little uh, rag bow. I'm going to cut another length of Bowdabra bow wire, fold it in half, and place it down in the Bowdabra again. And on these rag bows, you could take, well, here's one that's open. You can take strips, you can do 1 inch, 2 inch, whatever you want of your material that you may have, scrap material. You can take old clothing and rip it up. And they don't even have to be even. You just find an area, rip them, and then they don't even have to be the same length. So I've taken a couple of those in 2 different patterns and I've cut them in half. And I'm going to place them down in the large Bowdabra. That's half of what I had. I'm going to fold them in half. And I'm going to make these my tails. I'm going to do every other one. I don't, looks like macaroons and a tea party going on here. So it's a little springy looking. You can use these on wreaths and
Is
they're just
everybody
really
hearing an
pretty.
echo?
Am I echoing?
I don't know. I'm asking everybody if there is an echo.
Oh, I don't hear one now. I had heard one earlier. Okay, now I'm using the whole entire length. I'm going to do the twist and fold, where you place it down in upside down and twist it. Bring that right side up or the wrong side over and then the right side up as you twist it. And you make these loops however you want. I'm going to go in a little bit on these. And there's my first layer. Yeah, the eclipse was really fast and we had lots of people in town. They told us that don't get out on the roads if we didn't have to. There was going to be so many. The hotels and Airbnbs were full all around here. So again, I'm twisting and folding, all for just a couple of minutes. But it was really neat. The street lights came on. I'm sure the chickens went to roost. I wasn't around any chickens though. So twist and fold, keeping that right side up. And we got 2 more strips. You could do this as big or as little as you want. Actually, 1 more strip. You could add some lace to it, some denim. You could just do all kinds of textures. You could even add some of your scrap ribbon to it. So on this last piece, I'm going to go in a little smaller. So I'm going to fold it in half, pinch it in the center. I'm going to place it in the Bowdabra upside down, kind of like I would if it was tails. This way I know I'm going to make it even. But I want to end it, if I can, with that little extra overhang so I can make a button loop. So I'm going to do the same thing, twist. I'm going to go a little bit smaller on this piece. Fold, twist. Now I have this little piece left and I'm going to make it straight down in there, a small loop, and that's going to be my button loop. So I'm going to take my looped end of my Bowdabra bow wire and I'm going to pull my loose ends through and I'm going to pull it tight while it's still down in the Bowdabra. This is when it's much easier to do it this way than to let it go. I'm going to keep pulling it tight, separate my ends, go back through, flip it over, and tie it up nice and tight. So the tighter you get it, the less chance you're going to have of any of your loops falling out when you pull it and twist on them. So you want it kind of distressed looking when you're doing rag bows. I mean, you don't have to, but I left this one distressed looking with the ends kind of fraying. You just separate everything, fluff it, and it's not wired. So as you can see, I've made a real fluffy non-wired bow
That's
with just
beautiful,
quilting
Joette.
strands. Thank you. And it would be great on a wreath or something, and you could build around it with flowers. So next, let's see here. Let's make, this could be an all-purpose gift wrap bow, or it could be, could use it on a small lantern swag, small wreath. There's lots of purposes for this next one. So I'm going to cut another length of Bowdabra bow wire. I'm going to actually start with some flowers. This is it's not a scrappy, but I'm using the ribbon's not scrap, but the pieces of flowers are. I've cut these off a bush at one time and didn't use them, so they're leftover. So I'm going to use up my scraps like this. So I'm just placing these stems down in, 2 on each side. And then I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, I want my tails to go down. So I'm going to go ahead and make my bow. You can make these separate, but you can, why not? You can do it all in one step. The Bowdabra holds everything, so use the tool. It turns out just the same, and it's a lot faster. So I've got some of our Bowdabra ribbon. It's 1.5 inch wide pink sheer swirl ribbon. So I'm going to do another traditional bow. I'm going to twist and fold. I want my loops a little bit bigger because I have a few pieces of scrap flowers to put in the center. So I don't want to hide my loops with the flowers. So again, I'm taking my pretty side and I've got it, twisting it to where it's up on this side, it's down when it comes over. Now twist it again, it comes back up to the pretty side. So I'm just going to continue this till I run out of ribbon. I might go in a little bit, but doesn't matter if it goes in a little bit, or you can keep on the same length. Lost my twist. There it is. I'm just going to keep twisting, but the most important part is to keep the shiny side where it's going to turn up and not under. Sorry, my ribbon got bent. Twist and fold. And I got 2 big ones on each side. Got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 1, 2. Well, that's all right. I'll just leave that out. I got an extra piece. This was only 2 yards of ribbon. So I'm going to go ahead and take, and it was 20 inches of the tail. I've got a piece of scrap greenery. I'm going to place this down in the bow. And I've got these little blooms. And I've got this other bloom. So I'm just going to place those down. I'm going to tie it up nice and tight. And Sandy, is there any questions? Is anybody asking any questions?
No, no questions right now. Everybody's just saying hello
Okay.
from Texas, hello from Des Moines, and hello,
Hello.
Pamela's hello from Florida.
Did you guys in Texas see the eclipse, or was it too cloudy there? I think we're supposed to be getting your rain tonight. It's pretty today, but I think it's not supposed to be that pretty tonight. Okay, so I have got I'm going to pull my tails down. You could do it flat and make it a small door swag, or you can pull your tails down. I'm just going to separate my loops. I've got 3 loops here, 4 loops. Got 3 loops up here. And you kind of fake it. I got a fake loop there. Okay, so fan out your flowers. And then you
Oops.
have this cute little bow, and it
Thank you,
has the
Donna, for
scrap flowers in it.
sprinkling.
Thank you. So you could tie it onto a small lantern swag. You could put it onto a small wreath. There's a lot of purposes for this as well. Or you could use it for a spring birthday party
That's
gift
so
wrap,
pretty and
anything.
such a great way to use scrap ribbon
You could
and scrap
also
materials.
use this. Yeah, you could also use these to kind of decorate a cake with. You can make these smaller or larger and lay them around the cake, the tiers of a cake. So I'm going to find a place to lay that down. And next, we're going to make a large lantern swag, or it could actually go on to it could go onto a wreath as well. There's multi-purposes for these. This could even be a door swag. So I'm going to cut a little bit longer length of the Bowdabra bow wire. And I'm going to set this side, fold this in half, place it down in the large Bowdabra. And you know, this is one of my favorite things to make in the Bowdabra, Sandy. You know, I stuff
Oh,
them.
I know. And everybody, don't forget to let us know where you're watching from so you can win a roll of Bowdabra scrunchie ribbon. And Donna's in the north side of Indianapolis. And oh my God, you had the total eclipse. That is so cool.
Yes, we had totality here in Arkansas. Uh, I'm wearing my shirt proudly. It was really neat. Okay, so I am placing my greenery down in here first. Now I've got some Dollar Tree bushes. I've got a whole bush. I trimmed a little bit of the stem off, but you don't have to. I'm gonna place this down in the Bowdabra. Sometimes I separate them, but I'm placing these in whole. So I'm gonna place this other color at the top. I've got linear flowers. I usually put the linears in first. Oh well. Now I'm gonna place, you can just move it, doesn't matter. You can cover your mistakes up. And here is what I was talking about. This is a whole bush. I fold it in half. I bring the shorter stems to the top because I like cascades going down towards the bottom. Again, I should have put that in first, but whatever. You just work it down in there. So next, I'm going to make a bow. So this is going to be my bottom where the most of the cascading is hanging down. So I've got let's see, 24, 25-inch piece of pre-dovetailed, 2.5-inch wide wired ribbon. This is from
Gail asked us how much
Bowdabra.com.
the wire costs, and the wire is $11.99 for 100 yards, and 100 yards lasts a really long time.
Yes, it does. It goes on and on. Okay, I'm doing something a little different. This is kind of like a funky bow. I've dovetailed one end and I've just got a straight cut on the other end because it's not going to show. It's about 19 to 20-inch pieces of ribbon. So I'm going to take I want about a half-inch overhang in there. I'm going to instead of making the awareness ribbon style, there's only one tail. So just making a loop and placing the tail in there. And I'm just going to continue back and forth until I run out of ribbon. So I think I have 4 pieces. So it doesn't even matter if they're the same length or not. I'm going to get it as close as possible, especially for my loops. So if I end it on this side, I go back to this side. And so this way, it's a funky bow without as many tails. It's not as leggy. I'm going to go to this side. If you notice, I can hand tie, but I prefer to use the Bowdabra. So I like to use my Lazy Susan because it kind of, I don't know, there's something about it when you hand tie. It's easier to do, to have it spin on you.
Now, Gail's
So
asking if we're linking to this video. The video is on Facebook and on YouTube, and it will be up there forever.
yes, you can always go back, and sometimes we'll take tutorials from these. Okay, I want to show you one little trick. So right now I have this one of these tails will go down. So I've got my little kind of half funky bow here. I've got about a 30-inch piece of ribbon. So I'm going to go finish it off with a traditional style bow. So I left off here, so I'm going to start on this side. I'm just going to twist and fold. I want my loops to be smaller. And there's no tails on this one. So twist, fold, keep that shiny side up, pretty side. So, you know what? I'm going to go a little bit
So
smaller.
Donna said that she's going crazy because her darn Bowdabra and ribbon is at home, and she's been in
Oh
stroke
no.
rehab. Oh my God, Donna, we're so sorry. I hope you get rehabbed really quickly.
Yes.
After having a stroke in the operating room, and she's used to
Goodness.
crafting and ribbon making 12 to 14 hours a day. Wow. So
Oh,
I'm
she's definitely
climbing a
going to need her.
wall.
She's going to need her Bowdabra bad.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
why I
Donna, we're
started.
so sorry.
I am sorry. I hate to hear that from anybody. So I was at the Dollar General today and they had their Easter stuff marked down to 70% off. And they had this little tulip, little beaded thing. And you know what? It doesn't say Easter and it's tulips and I'm doing spring. So I'm pulled everything down to one end and I'm going to put the top of that knot there because it won't slip through the Bowdabra. You know, I should probably scrunch it though. Give it a good scrunch. Now that string or the knot's holding that little bead in place. Now I've got these little pieces of flower, so I'm going to put the yellow on this side where the blue is. I'll put the blue where the yellow is. And I'm going to tie it up nice and tight while it's still in the Bowdabra. Get my loop in and pull my loose ends through. Pull it in while it's still in there. And now I'm able to lift all this around without it falling apart. Don't want to get too brave with my luck. No, it won't fall apart if you get it nice and tight. So I'm going to pull it back around to the other side and tie it in a knot. Yeah, poor Donna. You're definitely going to need your Bowdabra when you get out until in case you had any deficits. Um, when I started using Bowdabra, even though I'm a florist and I hand tie, I had crushed my elbow and thought I'd never be able to design again. That's why I design in it because I was making bows and my mind is likes to do other things with tools and other than what they're supposed to be for, and I discovered I could do floral designs in it, and that was a life changer for me. So I love the Bowdabra. I wouldn't know what to do without it. All right, so I'm fluffing. I'm just pulling out my loops and separating them and pulling my tails out, straightening them out. I'm going to pull and bend some of these flowers and get them. I can manipulate them to the directions I want.
Donna, we're so
And
sorry to hear that you're paralyzed on the right side. We wish that you
oh,
get better soon, and hopefully physical therapy will help you.
yes, that will help you a lot. Okay, so I want to move this over so you can. So I'm going to show you. I dropped a flower somewhere, but that's all right. Doesn't even. Oh, there it is. Does show. Okay, so I'm going to take. I could take my. I pulled my tails down so everything's straight down on the longer pieces. Now I cut my wire a little bit longer
Oh, just so
because I
everyone
like.
knows, the ribbon that Joette's using is from our spring ribbon kit, and it's really discounted. So definitely check out bowdabra.com.
Yes, it is. It's under spring ribbon. If you look it up under there. Okay, so I'm tie, you can tie this on and then change them out seasonally. So I kind of just tie them in a shoe bow, but then you fluff it out and you want to make sure it hangs where a part of your lantern shows. Anyway, once you get it on, you can get it all shaped. And there's my little tulip beads hanging down the center. If you can see that. I don't have it fluffed like I want to. I don't want to stay here and fluff it forever because it's a never ending job for me. I fluff and fluff and fluff. So people like to take things out of my hands and say that's enough. So I'm going to set that aside. And Sandy, how much time do we have left? Sandy, she can't hear me, but
I
I'm going to go
muted
ahead.
myself. No, we have 8 minutes.
Oh,
You're good.
oh, okay. So I'm going to go. We've already done 4 projects. Wow. So I'm going to do, this is a scrappy bow, another, in honor of Earth Day this month. I've taken a length of whatever bow wire, fold it in half, place it down in the whatever. And I've got, these are 9 and 7 inch pieces, something like that, of some scrap ribbon. I just cut random lengths out of some leftover ribbon. So I'm going to just do a flat bow or scrap bow. And I'm going to take pieces, I'm going to find the center. I like to fold it in half, scrunch it, and place it down in the Bowdabra. And I'm going to put my burlap in first. And this is also Bowdabra ribbon, and it does have 2 sides. You can see the wire on one side and it's covered on the other. So I'm being mindful, making sure I have the right side up. So I'm just going to lay these in here. And I think, Sandy, isn't this one of our Bowdabra spring ribbons? I believe
It
it is.
is,
One and a
and
half inch
it's
wide.
one of our spring ribbons, and the um, burlap is amazing. Like, if you're one of those people that loves to smell burlap, it
Hmm.
literally, the scent, it smells like burlap.
Yes, it's such good quality. I like to use it behind certain ribbons because it's almost like you're using interfacing or something. It'll help make the some of the thinner ribbons stronger. So I have 6 pieces, 6 or 8 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 4, 6. Okay, 6 pieces of this pink plaid, pink and yellow plaid, and I've just placed it down in the Bowdabra. Now I could end it here, and it'd be fine. I could put a flower in it. I could put a bead or something like that in the center. But I'm taking another piece of the burlap. I'm gonna fold it under a little
Linda
bit.
just got her scrunchy ribbon today. You're so welcome, ribbon.
Oh,
I mean, ribbon, you're so welcome,
yeah.
Linda.
Okay, so this is one of Sandy's tricks. I'm about to do another bow if we have time, and I'll show you better. But I folded the ends underneath. It's like 10 inches or so. I'm just going to scrunch this down the center, and then I'm going to fold the other end under. When you fold it under like that on the cut edges, it keeps it from fraying. So then I kind of pull it flat when I get it down in there. I'm going to go ahead and scrunch it again, and wait till you see how cute this is. So I'm going to take my looped in with a Bowdabra bow wire, pull the looped in through, or the loose ends through, pull it out. I always pull it tight when it's in the Bowdabra if you don't drop your wire like I did at the beginning. Pull it tight, and then want to bring the ends to the back, tie them in a knot, and these make great package bows, or I mean, you can use them on flower arrangements. Okay, so what I'm doing, that little scrunchy bow I just made, I just kind of pinch it, fluff it, and it's kind of like a flower. So I just pull it up so the wire doesn't show through it. So I'm going to separate my ends, and you can make them, bow them up, you can make them flat, whatever you want. But you pull them, curve them in a little bit like that. They kind of have a petal look. They look like a flower. So you end up with this beautiful bow. And this is all scrap ribbon. And you can do it with, you can mismatch it. I just used two alike. But if you can
That's
see that, how
beautiful.
the center turns out, that little scrunchy ribbon. I love those scrunchy ribbon centers. Thank you. So let's see. We got, since we're in this spring mood, can you see if I
So
use
we
the
have a
honey?
winner. Our winner
Oh,
is Kay Overcash. She's watching on YouTube. So Kay, just please PM Bowdabra on Facebook, or you can email us at connect@bowdabra.com and let us know your mailing address and which ribbon, whether you want gold, silver, or red
you,
scrunchy ribbon.
congratulations. Okay, so I've cut another length of Bowdabra bow wire. I'm thinking you can see the mini. I'm hoping. So I'm going to place it in the same way as I did the large, and tuck the ends underneath. And I'm going to make, when we go out to adoption events for the puppies, I don't know if you can see that, it looks a little shiny. We make little bows for the puppies for donations that with the little kids. That's really fun. So we save our scrap ribbon. This is about 20 inches or so. Again, you fold the ends underneath. We had somebody wanting puppy bows not too long ago. So we've posted a few on our uh, Facebook page since then, and we're going to make one now in case she's watching. I can't remember your name. I'm sorry, but this is for you. You know who you are. So I'm going to take this with the ends curled under. And this is just one way we can do it. There's many more ways. There's so many different bows. But again, I'm scrunching it just like I did the center of that last bow. Sandy, are you able to see? Do I need to hold it up
Yep,
closer?
we can see it fine. That's perfect.
Okay. So you just push down, grab each side and push down, and you can use as little or as much as you like. So I came to the other end. I've already folded it under. Now, again, I like to push when I get to that top piece. It'll just push down the side. And normally I would have my mini wand, but I don't. I wasn't planning on using it. So I'm going to pull the wires the same way, loose ends through the looped end, pull it tight while it's still in the Bowdabra, pull it out. And on these, sometimes when they're this wide, you can just go ahead and pull that wire to the center so it's nice and flat. So I'm going to pull the wires to the back side just to get them tight. I'm going to tie them in a half knot. I'm going to bring these back to the front. I'm going to move this so there's no distraction. And I'm going to take the wires back to the front, and I have a button. You can use a bead button. I'm going to thread. Well, picked one with tiny holes. I can't see. I'm going to try this other side. So maybe it'll go through for me. There it is. And I'm going to pull it through the other side. So I'm just pretty much threading my Bowdabra bow wire through the button, only one side. Now I'm going to pull it down till I get to the bow, to the center of the bow. Now I'm going to take the other piece, and I'm going to go back under that so that crosses over the under the button. Flip it over and tie it in a knot. Now it's ready. It could be a cute little hair bow, puppy bow, collar bow. You could tie this on a headband for a baby. Now, sometimes I pull the wires out of it. I didn't pull the wire out of this one. Just fluff it.
Yeah,
It
for a
makes a
baby
little,
headband, you'd want to pull the
yeah.
wires out. But if
And
you
it does
tie
the
it
same
onto
thing.
yeah, and you can just tie
Yeah,
it
the
onto the collar.
collar. Yes. And this is what you end up with. It looks like a cute little flower with a little button center. It's adorable. People love these. So that's what I've made tonight. I'm going to go ahead and recap. We made the little puppy bow or hair bow. We
Actually,
made the,
the really cool thing about the puppy bows is it's a great way because people will buy them and as a donation for a puppy charity.
yes, I use them for our rescue, Cuddle Babies Rescue, here in Arkansas. But I put these out and I just put them out and people have donations. They put whatever amount. Sometimes I've seen $20 bills for one bow. You never know. I mean, it's great. They get something for their donation. We made this flat bow, but I kind of curled it up a little bit to make it more petally. We made this bow, a hair bow or hat bow or gift wrap bow with petals from a lily, and then some scrap ribbon. So we're in honor of Earth Day this month. I made this little bow that could be a swag cake decoration. It could be anything you want it to be, or a mini swag, or you could put it on a wreath, a small wreath. And then we're almost done. We made this rag bow that's non-wired, just scrap ribbon or scrap pieces of fabric. And then last but not least, we made a lantern swag with Dollar Tree materials and some of our Bowdabra ribbon from our spring collection kit. And that's
Thank you
all we have
so much,
tonight.
Joette. Thank you so
You're
much for filling
welcome.
in for me. I really appreciate
Anytime the show must go on, right?
it. So, thanks everybody for watching, and don't forget to tune in next week. And I will be doing some spring Bowdabra crafts. So, bye
Thank you,
everybody.
everybody.